What's going on, everybody? Dependent Fanatic here, and Alabama is yet again a national title contender. I don't know if you hear this, but it is a good song. All right, Alabama, team that has gone through a change this past year. Michigan retired Nick Saban before last season and won that Rose Bowl and went on to win the national championship, and Nick Saban retired. So here we go. They have Kalen Deboer now in the mix as head coach. And what did he do in his first year? He went 9-3 after the mass exodus of coaches and stuff, and the players that were able to just flee from Alabama after Nick Saban won the title. That's a damn good season in my opinion. They went 9-4 after losing a bowl game to guess who? Michigan yet again. They lost to Michigan twice in a single calendar year. Now, I'm sure all of you Alabama fans and Michigan fans know that by now. I'm not going to rub it in. But it is the first time that Alabama, the Crimson Tide, didn't get double-digit wins since 2007. And Michigan did that too. So, you got a Michigan problem, but there are other programs that have Michigan problems, a la Ohio State. But this is how you're going to make it back, and you could be a national title contender. Alabama also lost last year, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you, to Vanderbilt on the road. They lost at Tennessee and they lost at Oklahoma, who had a down season last year. But Alabama beat the likes of Georgia, South Carolina, Missouri, and they won at LSU. And they lost Jalen Milroe. He went to the NFL. But here we go. We're talking quarterbacks. Who's he going to throw it to? Who's behind the line? And what does the line look like here on the offense? And then we're going to talk about the defense. Defensive line, linebackers, secondary. We're going to look at the schedule. And I'm going to tell you why they are a national title contender. All right. Quarterback Ty Simpson is now a redshirt junior or a senior. If there's a red shirt, I just put the year how many years that they've been in college. Red shirt doesn't matter anymore really, because players can go pro or transfer at any given time. So how many years have you been in the college football system? That's what we look at here at the Dependent Fanatic channel. And Ty Simpson is going to be in his 4th year. So I just say senior. 6'2", 215 pounds. He will take the reins for Alabama after Jalen Milroe went to the NFL. Simpson was 14 of 25 in mop-up duty, 56% for 167 yards last season. He was a 5-star out of the state of Tennessee in 2021. He looks to be your projected starter. Not too shabby when you have the likes of this offensive line and some of these weapons coming back, all right? Who's he going to be thrown to? Ryan Williams, you all remember Jeremy Bernard, and Isaiah Horton comes in from Miami. And then they have a pretty good tight end, Josh Cuevas. All right, Ryan Williams is going to be a sophomore. As a freshman, he was 6 foot, 175 pounds. He had 48 catches for 865 yards. That's an 18-yard average. He had 8 receiving touchdowns, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns as well. So that guy's back. And then on the other side, potentially, is Jeremy Bernard, who's going to be a senior 6'1", 209 pounds, had 50 catches last year. So he had the most between Ryan Williams and he. But he had less yards, 794, still pretty damn good. Still elite. 15.9 average per reception. He had 2 touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. And then Isaiah Horton, as I said, comes in from Miami. He's going to be a senior. 6'4", 209 pounds, had 56 catches for 616 yards. That's an 11-yard average. So more of a possession guy, but 5 receiving touchdowns. That's just what you need when you have those two on the outside. All right, maybe Isaiah Horton can move to the outside and be that possession guy, and you can move Ryan Williams all over or Jeremy Bernard. It's pretty great receiving core, and the fact that I don't bring up any unproven talent, that's pretty damn good. All right, tight end Josh Cuevas is going to be a senior. 6'3", 251 pounds, 16 catches for 218 yards. That's a 13.6 average per reception. And he had a touchdown as well. So it's not like the cupboard's bare there at tight end position. There were some others that I wanted to list that are very talented, but that's not what this is all about. This is maybe I should have did it on the first video to be fair for everybody, but, I started doing this looking for experienced production coming back, and that's what I value for teams in college football. I leave the fringe or the others out that, have been in the program for a while. I did it for Michigan too, so this is not the first. I think this is the 9th national title contender I've done, and it is Alabama. And let's talk about their running backs. Jam Miller is going to be a senior, 5'10", 218 pounds. He had 145 carries for 668 yards. That's not like a sample. That's damn good. He split time with Justice Haynes, who again went to Michigan. It was funny. There was this one guy. I don't know if you saw the video from Alabama where they're like, he's pleading to Michigan, stop ruining our program. But I don't want to be hateful. You're gonna be a national title contender. This team is damn good. You got Jam Miller. He had 7 rushing touchdowns. He also had 16 catches for 155 yards. That's a 9.7 average per reception, and he had a receiving touchdown. Richard Young had some talent. As a sophomore, he's going to be a junior. 5'11", 216 pounds. He had 27 carries for 146 yards. That's a better clip than Jam Miller. He had a 5.4 average to Jam Miller's 4.6. And he had 2 rushing touchdowns, Richard Young did. This is behind an offensive line that is huge. It's just massive. And I expect them to just push people. I wonder if this is a byproduct of them not being able to go up against a defensive line like Michigan has had. But man, Caden Proctor, he's been there for a while. He's going to be a junior, 6'7", 360 pounds is what he's listed right now. I'm sure he'll trim down and make good weight, but former 5-star, and he was a former Anthony Muniz Award winner out of high school. He's going to be your starting left tackle. Kalen Deboer, well, I think he's going to be your starting left tackle. You tell me in the comments below who's going to be the starters. I'm just an outsider looking in. dependent fanatic. But Cam Dewberry is at left guard, senior transfer from Texas A&M. 6'4", 345 pounds. He had 3 starts over there last year and 5 starts the year prior for the Aggies. At center, your littlest guy, but that's perfect. Good for a quarterback so they can see over the top and everything. Parker Brailsford, going to be a senior. 6'2", 290 pounds is all. But he can add good weight as well. Started all 13 games last year after coming in from Washington the year prior. And then Jaden Roberts at right guard is going to be a senior. Experience. I love experienced offensive lines. And that mainly every contender on my list. There's a playlist. You can go watch all the videos for all the teams that I've had. I think the offensive line is maybe their best attribute. All right. Jaden Roberts is 6'5", 325 pounds, listed right now. Started 12 games last year. He missed the Mercer game, but wasn't really needed for that one. Right tackle, Wilkin Formby, is going to be a junior. So as a sophomore, he started 2 games and played in 9 games, and he is 6'7", 320 pounds. This should be a great offense for Kalen Deboer and the offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb, to work with. There are pieces here, and I know they have talent, and people looking to step up. There's going to be depth. All right, the defense. Defensive coordinator Kane Womack has some pieces here to work with. Now, Michigan scored 19 points on them last year, and that's too many with the pitiful-ass offense that Michigan had last year. You have some guys coming back, though. Some people left, some came back. Here we go. At defensive line, and there's different positions that this Kane Womack likes to call. There's the band position, which is basically edge. Left tackle, or LT Overton, left tackle is a parentheses, or an acronym for left tackle. But he's going to be a defensive edge. And he is a senior, 6'5", 283 pounds. He had 42 tackles and 2 sacks last year. So that's a pretty good starting point. After that, at the edge position, the band position, there's not much experience or production there after that. And same for nose tackle and defensive tackle. You need to create depth. You need to blow some teams out early, which you're going to do to get some of these people experience. Some of these people that I'm not going to list, and maybe some of these, like Tim Keenan III, is going to be a senior. He's a nose tackle for you. 6'2", 326 pounds. He had 40 tackles and 2.5 sacks. And then at defensive tackle, James Smith is going to be a junior. As a sophomore, he had 20 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 pass breakups. He's 6'3", 296 pounds. All right, so the linebackers, I guess this is like a hybrid position here. The wolf position. Qua Rusa, as a freshman last year, had 36 tackles, a sack, and 2 interceptions at 6'2", 251 pounds. And then even they have a backup at that wolf position that's pretty damn good. Ja Marion Latham, a graduate. 6'3", 278 pounds, 28 tackles, and 1 sack. At middle linebacker, Justin Jefferson returns as a freshman, 6'1", 228 pounds, a little on the slight side for a middle linebacker, but 61 tackles and 2 sacks he had. And then there's the sting position. And Dante Lawson is that guy. He's going to be a senior as well. 6'2", 239 pounds. He had 76 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 interception, and 4 pass breakups. So the middle of the defense has some pieces that are really good. The defensive backs, they have the Husky position, which I'm assuming is basically nickelback. Deshaun Jones is going to be a senior, 6 foot, 185. He had 23 tackles, a half a sack, and 2 pass breakups. So improvement needed there, but so he's got a starting point. He had to sit behind some people. All right. Everyone always has to sit behind some people. Now it's his turn. At cornerback, you got some damn good ones. Straight up corners. 3 of them. One came in from Utah. Cam Calhoun is a freshman at Utah. He had 21 tackles, 1 interception, and 9 pass breakups. So he's in the fold. But you retain Damani Jackson, a senior, who Michigan could have got a couple of times. 2 times, right out of high school, and then when he entered the transfer portal, but you ended up with this guy, so don't blame us for everything, Alabama man. He's going to be a senior, 6'1", 197 pounds, 51 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass breakups. And then Zabian Brown, as a freshman, had 18 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, and 2 pass breakups. Big body, 6 foot, 196 pounds. And then a couple of safeties as starters wraps up the end of this defense. Keon Sabb is going to be a junior. Another guy, was at Michigan and transferred to you. It's funny the intricacies between the 2 programs now that I think about it. Wow. 6'1", 206 pounds, Keon Sabb is. He had 39 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 4 pass breakups. And then at strong safety, Bray Hubbard returns. He'll be a junior, 6'2", 204 pounds. He had 57 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 2 pass breakups. So the roster looks damn good. What does the schedule look like for Alabama? They went 9-4 last year. The win total to open the season, when they first came out, they had Alabama at 9.5. I bet the over. Or no, I didn't. I didn't bet. Yeah, I didn't bet. But now that I went through it, I changed a couple of their wins and their losses here just for this video. At Florida State, who went 2-10 last year, is who they open up with. That is going to be a win for Alabama and the Crimson Tide. You got ULM at home, win. Wisconsin returns the favor to your house. You beat the shit out of them at their house. I think it's probably going to be much of the same again. You win that game. You get your first bye. And that's in a pretty good spot because you go on the road to Athens to play Georgia. And last year you beat Georgia barely. High-scoring game. Can you go on the road and beat Georgia this upcoming season? Because they have a pretty good team. They've already been on the national contender title list, so many of you know where I was at that point. I still think Alabama goes on the road and beats Georgia. So that's 4-0 to open the season. Then Vanderbilt's at home. That's a win. It better be a win after losing on the road there last season. At Missouri. Missouri went 10-3 last year, but I expect a dip for those Tigers. I think you win that game on the road, and then that gives you confidence I changed. This is one of the changes that I had. I had Alabama losing to Tennessee when they had Nico Amalivia. Well, Amalivia left, and it's a home game. I think you lost to them last year. Yeah, you lost to them last year at third place. You got to beat them this time. Rob Zombie said so. And then at South Carolina is another tricky one. Lenora Sellers is there, right? And they have a pretty damn good team as well. And this is a 3-game stretch here where it's a pretty tough one before your bye. That's the thing. I think you go into South Carolina and win that game because you know that you have a week off after that, the next week. After your bye, you're going to be LSU at home. You're going to be Oklahoma at home. You're going to be Eastern Illinois at home. And then your only loss. It's a rival. I don't know why I feel this way. I think you're riding high, going undefeated. Kalen Deboer. You're going to have all these pats on your back. And then you're going to go into your rival and lose that game at Auburn, who went 5-7 last year. I expect Auburn to be a little bit better than last year. With everything riding high, maybe you're sitting out starters for that game because you already have a spot in the SEC championship game wrapped up. I think you lose that game. So 11-1 is what I have right now for Alabama. It's subject to change, just like all of these. This is a preview, not a prediction. I will do a prediction for all Power 4 conference teams, probably conference by conference, in separate videos here coming up. I still haven't decided how I'm going to do everything. Hey, I'm a novice. So let me know what you thought. Hit the like button. Please share with other people if you did like it. Subscribe. Go watch all the other videos. I'm going to put the playlist on the end card. So the national title contender playlist. And then after looking at that, maybe you comment on who you think should be on that list. I also did a video of the last 33 national title winning coaches and how they got there, and the fact that those programs probably aren't going to change in the near future. Maybe you tell me which team do you think is on that list is never going to win a national title again, and whether there's a team off that list that you think can win a national title. So that'd be interesting as well. But anyway, thank you, everybody. It's been a great day. I know I flipped it around on you. I'm still out here in the garage, still the same spot. There's all my background and everything. Something I was interested on the old television over here that I was watching. So here we go. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.